What's going on, guys? Sports Snippets. Dennis Sullivan here. Time to discuss the Miami Heat once again as we head into another big game Saturday night against the Cleveland Cavaliers. He gotta have this one. Also Sunday night, another big game against the Charlotte Hornets. He gotta have that one as well. We're gonna talk about all these things in the coming minutes here as far as where the Heat are at, where they're going. I want to touch a little bit too on the game a few nights ago against San Antonio. Before I get started, if you do like the content, of course, this particular video, hit the thumbs up button. That would be awesome. Feel free to subscribe to my channel as well. Sports Snippets with Dennis Sullivan. Hit the notification bell for future videos as well. Let's get started, guys. Going right up to the snippets board with the number 6. To start things off, what the heck does that mean? What's the number 6 all about? It means it's a very important number. That's what that's all about, because you want to finish in the top 6 in terms of seeds and seeding in the Eastern Conference to avoid the play-in. You don't want to be part of that. The play-in, as you know, I mean, you can easily get bounced right off the bat. They're going to have a total of 10 teams now technically make the playoffs in each conference, meaning the East will have 10, the West will have 10, and then they do that whole thing where if you're a lower, you know, they play it out basically. 7, 8, 9, 10, play it out to get really into technically the playoffs. But right now, if the season ended today, the Heat by a half a game would be out of the top 6 and would be part of the play-in. But I'm going to get into, in just a moment here, like just how close they are, because they're so close to this whole thing in terms of standings and avoiding that. With 9 games left, the Heat are at 33 and 30, right behind Boston and Atlanta, who are just a half a game ahead of them at 34 and 30. The Knicks a little bit ahead, actually 2 games ahead of the Heat right now at 35 and 28. But if you look at Boston and Atlanta, virtually the same record as the Heat, except one more win. I personally think that Atlanta might be the most vulnerable, even though they looked fantastic against the Heat last week. They're the most banged up right now, let's be honest. Bogdanovich has been out now. He missed last night's game. He's questionable, I believe, for Saturday. Yes, he is questionable, so that's one of their top scorers. Okay, so you gotta play it all out. You know, you gotta look at the whole big picture is what I'm getting at, and just see. I mean, Boston's going to be in there. I'm telling you guys, they're going to be in the top 6. So that's just my opinion. I know they've been accused of not playing 100% lately, and this, that, and the other. You look at that team from top to bottom, they're one of the best 6 teams in the East. That's all I got to say about that. So I wouldn't count on Boston just losing and us getting in. That could happen, but I wouldn't count on it. So that's a key number right now. I wrote Dedmon. Of course, that stands for Dewayne Dedmon. He's a big part of what's going on with the Heat right now, guys, because if you look at who's getting the playing time, it's very, very obvious that the days of Precious Achiuwa, KZ Okpala, guys that were really coming up through the system, that would seem to be growing with the organization, their growth has basically been put on hold for the immediate need to get wins. I'm not so much a fan of this. I think the Heat could still not only win, they could do very well by playing guys like KZ Okpala and Precious Achiuwa. But when I write the word Dedmon, the acquisition of Dewayne Dedmon has, in a sense, the Heat are basically saying it has pretty much eliminated the effect of a KZ Okpala and a Precious Achiuwa. The Heat are basically saying, this is who we're going with. Now, there is some good things about that, too, because Dewayne Dedmon against San Antonio had another good game. It hasn't been every time he's been out there for the Heat, but if you remember, he doubled against the Nets, right, not too long ago. And then he goes for like 18 points, 9 rebounds against San Antonio. So I like what I'm seeing with Dewayne Dedmon. It's just that There's like a trade-off there. There's a trade-off there. Except we're not seeing the growth of key players and players that will be part of the future of the Miami Heat. So let me know what you think in the comments about that, by the way. The play-in. Okay, as we talked about, the wonderful play-in. I mean, do you like the play-in? I personally am not a huge fan of it because you're basically saying 10 teams in the East now make the playoffs, technically out of 15. I think this falls, in my opinion. I mean, I could look at some good things about the play-in also. Like if you're a Pacer fan, you know, like that. Yeah, or Charlotte fan. Okay, now it's looking a little bit more interesting, although Charlotte probably get in anyway, it looks like, as the 8th seed, the way it's looking anyway. But I don't know. I think this falls into the if it's not broke, don't fix it category. We had 8 teams going, 1 versus 8 like that for decades, guys, for decades. For NBA, I'm going to have to give it a little bit of a thumbs down, but I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to it. This is new, so we have to give it some time. We have to give it some time, but I don't know. I would like to hear your thoughts on the play-in as well. Let's get into the game against the Spurs. This was a 116-111 victory for Miami. They would shoot nice from the field, over 50%, 50.6%, 36% from 3. The Heat were 21 out of 24 from the foul line in this game. They shot very well, 87.5%. They did win the battle of the boards, 48-40 over the Spurs. They would turn it over 3 more times, 12 times to the Spurs 9. Pretty much even there. The Spurs would shoot not bad from the field, 46.6%. And not that great from 3. They were 10 for 32, a little over 31%. So the Heat get the win 116-111. Jimmy Butler scores 29 points to lead the way. 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. Bam was double-double, 21 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Kendrick Nunn had 18 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. Duncan Robinson, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Trevor Ariza, one of his more quiet games, 4 points. He played well, nice overall, though. 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. The bench, Dedmon, as mentioned, had 18 points, 9 rebounds, and a block. Goran Dragic played well against the Spurs the other night. 18 points, 7 assists, and a steal. And Iguodala, this is another game he doesn't score, but he has a nice impact, doesn't score, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Gabe Vincent played 5 minutes for the Heat off the bench and added a rebound and an assist, guys. So it gets the job done. DeJounte Murray played really well. He had a triple-double for the Spurs against Miami the other night. 22 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists, and a steal. DeMar DeRozan had 20 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, and a steal. Keldon Johnson, 14.6 rebounds. Devin Vassell, 11 points, 2 rebounds, and assist, and a block. Jacob Poeltl had 6.7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Lonnie Walker off the bench for the Spurs. The Spurs bench played pretty well, 18 points, 3 rebounds. Rudy Gay, 13 points off the bench. Patty Mills for the Spurs, seems like he's been there forever, 3 points, a rebound, 2 assists. Deng added 2 points, 2 rebounds, and Drew Eubanks, 2 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals. So, 2 road games coming up Saturday. That is today, the 1st of May, at Cleveland. Sunday in Charlotte to take on the Hornets. The Heat really need both these games. I know they're road games, but these are 2 winnable games for the Heat. You gotta have this, Miami. Come on. The Heat gotta have this. Not sure if we're going to see a Precious Achiuwa sighting in the near future or KZ Okpala. And I was seeing like KZ coming along as a player. I'm a little bit disappointed at that. But let me know what you think. I'm going to come back Sunday. We're going to talk more. We're going to talk about the game against Cleveland. This is Dennis Sullivan, Sports Snippet, saying bye for now. I'm going to see you soon. Go Heat.